This is getting to the point now where Bitcoin is becoming less of a volatile asset due to the fact that it's been around much longer. There is more players involved. Like as the market, I want to say volume participants, the market participants increases, it starts to stabilize a little bit more. Yeah. Because when you have very few people in the market, any major players or any people who are willing to get into it will drastically affect how price action moves. But being the fact now that there's a lot of participants or more participants than there were before, to a degree, volatility will start to like settle down. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Is that something we expected?
We'll see what it is in the future. We don't know right now.
Yeah.
I also saw comments of people saying like Satoshi wouldn't want this for Bitcoin to be an ETF essentially. Go.
Welcome back, everybody,
to another week
of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes crypto.
The unscripted
crypto podcast.
Heyo.
Heyo.
Heyo. It's another one. We're feeling happy. It's another beautiful week.
I don't know about beautiful. It's been a little rainy.
You know what?
And it's been cold everywhere else, like snowing.
Oh, Florida's been saved. Absolutely saved.
Dude, have you seen the map where it just goes around? Like everything else like freezing over and we're just like burning up.
Yeah, I had a friend send me a video up north, and he was just drifting a truck in the snow.
That's lit.
I was like, that goes hard.
That reminds me, my friend one time drifted his truck in a fat puddle.
Oh yeah,
of water, like just like a foot of water.
Mm-hmm.
The car shut off.
Oh,
and he had to like play around with it to like turn the truck back on.
Oh wow, that sucks.
It was fun.
Well,
I'm not getting down to push. I'm not getting my feet wet.
You're like, it's not happening. It's been a very active week. A lot of stuff has happened since the ETF has been approved. The Bitcoin ETF has been approved.
Grace was just dumping our prices, man. All you losers not holding on to your GBTC.
Grayscale is one of the big players, no? Holding Bitcoin for a long time. They're actually one of the biggest like outflows of crypto this
That's why I just
this week.
This guy.
So in the millions, $579 million.
Taking my thunder.
I'm just adding. I'm not taking it.
Taking my thunder, bro. How much did you say? 570 million? Yeah, you're right about that number.
I'm offended.
Why?
I'm offended now. This guy's like,
I mean, would I be wrong?
No, I'm not. I'm not offended. I love it when you just fact check me because I need to be held to higher standards always.
Relax, buddy.
This guy.
Just because you give numbers sometimes are a little off.
I know, that's why I'm saying it. It's like sometimes my numbers just are a little bit not as accurate as I think they are. William just has very good like resource intelligence in terms of finding numbers.
Sometimes these numbers look sketchy to me too.
He's a number. He's like, no, sometimes like the amount of inflows going into crypto assets this week, off the charts, completely off the charts. So like I've mentioned it before, like there's this weekly crypto asset flow post I check way back when there was a few weeks of just constant like outflows and a couple weeks of constant inflows. This last week,
so what did that chart say?
It skyrocketed.
In or out?
In.
What about out?
In. Out was very few. A lot of in came into the United States. Europe had some outflows. And most of the inflows were in Bitcoin. Not surprised. A total of like $1.1 billion worth of dollars got pumped into Bitcoin.
Except for what came out of Grayscale.
Which
was a metric F ton.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying not to curse.
Yeah, of course.
So just to say this though, from these numbers I'm looking at, some of the ETFs have not been performing.
No, man, I don't think they would be.
Like out of the 11?
Yeah, Bitcoin's down since the ETF.
What?
What's it at?
Bitcoin's at 43,000.
43?
Yeah, it's down. Yeah, it's down.
Yeah.
It was at 15,000, but yeah, it's down.
It's at 15,000.
You sound like one of those people, man. Get out of here. Because you haven't been around this market where you know Bitcoin goes up like a rocket and then it doesn't do a 20 to 30% dip.
I'm just talking about short term, William. Short term.
Oh, because we haven't seen a 12% dip for just shit, for shits and giggles. Like that's not a thing we don't see like in the market like on a regular day.
True. We do see that. You gotta have some big. gonads to be in the crypto market.
Plus, if you really want to talk about it, I think it's a lot less than what you anticipated.
I don't think I've ever said the word gonads.
Not out loud.
Okay. Yeah, man.
And I'm incising like what an ETF is getting the most inflow.
Okay.
Not total.
Oh, because volume has to be moving.
Yeah. So total volume from this chart I'm looking at, from Bitcoin Archive on Twitter, is total volume day 3 is 9 billion.
Jeez.
Now, if you take out Grayscale, it's 4.5 billion.
4.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of moving,
exiting.
A lot of moving within Grayscale itself. But it's just like they're not where they're going. It's very like a lot of people are going either to BlackRock and like Fidelity, which I found interesting.
BlackRock and Fidelity,
yeah, are the main ones.
Are the ones producing volume. The heck, blowing up my phone.
Not producing volume, just like the most inflow they're getting. Like they're getting more inflow compared to the rest. And the iShares Bitcoin Trust, which I think that's BlackRock's.
So, were they a success?
Who?
The ETF, the Bitcoin ETFs.
Why wouldn't it be?
Why wouldn't it?
Because I heard on Twitter, I heard everyone say it's not a successful launch. Why? Because there wasn't more inflow than outflow. How much inflow do you expect on a Thursday?
Right.
On a thing that just came out. Respectively to when you can buy this asset on exchanges.
Yeah, a lot of people are not aware of people are more aware of the fact that you could buy the asset on exchanges and like on just any platform versus the actual ETF.
Yeah. Like there's gonna be like the next couple of weeks, there's gonna be a sprinkling out of Grayscale. People either taking profits because they've had their money locked up for God knows how long, especially depending on when they entered.
Absolutely.
And then once that settles, you'll see that inflow just slowly build. Once all their marketing teams just start calling their salespeople. Yeah.
So there's this publisher, data analytics company called CryptoQuant that actually just predicted a drop down in price for Bitcoin following the ETF.
Everyone did.
Yeah, due to the fact that it was a sell the news event.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't a sell the news event?
No, people did that.
Yeah, people did that.
It wasn't that though.
No, but on top of that's one of the things that
I don't think it was a sell the news event.
It was a sell the news event. No. Everyone's saying, "Oh, this is good news, so it's bullish, and just sell it because of the fact that like, oh, this should be like peak."
Why would that be
like,
peak?
Peaked interest. It's like, oh, news got approved. That's sort of like, oh. The idea was that the money would be pumping into it because people are it's a bullish event. So if it's a bullish event, money should go up. But since it was a sell the news event, it ended up going down.
Why did it go down?
Because everyone was expecting for it to be approved. It's like, William, it was priced in. The ETF was priced in.
That's relative. I don't think it was a sell the news event.
Okay.
There was $2 billion worth of outflow, or $1 billion worth of outflow almost from Grayscale itself.
I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm not saying that didn't.
I'm saying
that played a big role in it.
I'm saying
also.
There's more of that.
100%. I didn't finish. I didn't even get to where I was trying to get to. I said aside from it being a sell the news event, and then you said, oh no, it's not a sell the news event. Aside from that, it was also that the fact that Grayscale has a lot.
I think it's more that than the sell the news event.
No, that's what I was getting at. Yeah,
you just said what?
It was okay, William. Just because I'm saying that it is a sell the news event does not exclude the fact that other things are playing a part of it. You jumped the gun. It's okay.
You're just saying that one first when I'm saying it's not that first. I'm saying it's the other thing.
Oh, no. I wasn't saying that this is like that the sell the news event was like the major player of this. But
if you say it first, it sounds like you're saying that first.
Aside from it being a sell the news event, there was also the major fact that Grayscale has a lot of people that are trying to exit. Like you said, like we mentioned.
Also, the reason I say it's not a sell the news event, Because people holding for long term are still holding for long term.
Correct.
The person who chose it to do a trade and make whatever they made, great. When Bitcoin's at $1 million, we'll talk later.
What do you mean? When Bitcoin's at $1 million, we'll talk later. For the people who decide to hold.
Sell.
Oh, sell. Oh, yeah. Okay, but like, that's why it's a sell the news event, William. Because they're expecting it, once this bullish news comes up, for an inflow of money. Because, this is good news. So this asset class just got approved by the SEC. People are going to start pumping it. And as it pumped, sell it to take profit. That's why that's like the trade there. But since everyone was playing that same trade, it's game theory essentially, the price ended up dropping because no one was buying because it was a sell the news event. So yeah, in the future, if they don't buy it back, because the idea is to get in, to take some profits and get back in at a lower price, like what happened with Grayscale, dropping the price, all the people exiting the Grayscale trust fund, to buy in at the lower price once the correction hits.
I don't think they're doing that. I think they want to get out of Grayscale for sure.
Oh no, the Grayscale people just want to get out. Those Grayscale people just want to get out of their trade because they've been in it for a long time. They want to take their profits. I'm talking about more sort of like the short-term traders.
I'm talking about the person trading it for that specific trade of ETF pump. That trade's done. You're gonna move on to the next narrative or whatever. I'm saying is the long-term holder is gonna hold long-term.
Oh, I do not disagree with that.
Did you sell your Bitcoin?
No.
Did you sell any of it?
No.
Could you?
I mean, of course.
All right, then. That's my argument. I'm saying there's more people who I think were led to be a sell news event who would have held their Bitcoin if they would have assumed that like this is just the beginning.
Oh, yeah, this is absolutely just the beginning. Yeah,
I think I look at Bitcoin too long term for this.
Bitcoin's the long term. Bitcoin is the long term.
I look at too long term to be like, oh, sell news event. I'm like, I'm not gonna sell anything now.
You're like, it's not worth it.
When this is gonna settle out, there's gonna be $1 trillion in here.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with someone about that, and they were like, which is pretty much the same sentiment. It's like, yeah, selling it at a lower price, assuming that it will go down to a lower price is very risky because you don't know how much it will go down. You don't know if it hits your price target. Like, Bitcoin is just the ultimate, like...
Yeah, but it does do 20% corrections.
No, absolutely. It's volatile. Okay, so actually there's another question that I want to ask.
Okay.
Being the fact that this is now trading on such a large market, that's only 9 to 5, open 9 to 5, Mondays to Fridays, excluding holidays. Do you think that this will affect like how money in the Bitcoin network changes?
Not yet,
but in the future.
Because people, first of all, everyone wants to say that crypto already moved with the market anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are people who are trying to say
that's already the argument given, is that crypto already moved with the market anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Which
also they're already saying that with institutional money and they're trading in the trillions of dollars, then it would be dictated by that. I just assume we're not there yet, where the holders of like these ETFs don't hold this amount of Bitcoin just yet, like trillions of dollars worth of Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. They don't have enough to influence the market during.
They do, because we saw it this week. Mm-hmm. They just don't have enough to make us move like them yet.
Oh, okay, I see. Like try to like drive the narrative and be like.
Also, they can't buy when we buy. They can't sell when we sell.
Yeah, we have more flexibility.
Specifically in America, like American markets 9 to 5,
mm-hmm.
we can trade 24/7.
24/7, 100%.
So it's irrelevant at this current stage, in my humble opinion, that we can move it. Not saying it can't get dictated at one point. Once there's $1 trillion worth of capital going in, like during our hours, you can sure see that. And also like the sentiment of if the investments are being more risk averse, they might exit out of those positions. But people are buying in, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like since these markets these are pretty big players and it's now institutionally traded. I was thinking maybe we might not currently, but like we will as time progresses see more and more price action be based off of what's going on
Yeah, so this might be the last time you see Bitcoin do its it's doubling in price, for almost 3xing the way it currently does.
Yeah, like
when you're gonna probably see a more steady increase with just more market sentiment increasing.
Yeah, I agree. This is getting to the point now where Bitcoin is becoming less of a volatile asset due to the fact that it's been around much longer. There is more players involved, like as the market like I want to say volume participants, the market participants increases, it starts to stabilize a little bit more. Yeah. Because when you have very few people in the market, any major players or any people who are willing to get into it will drastically affect how price action moves. But being the fact now that there's a lot of participants or more participants than there were before, to a degree, volatility will start to like settle down. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Is that something we expected?
We'll see. We'll see what it is in the future. We don't know right now.
Yeah.
I also saw comments of people saying like Satoshi wouldn't want this for Bitcoin to be an ETF essentially.
I think it's irrelevant. As long as the nodes operating the Bitcoin blockchain are decentralized, and the people, to a degree, like the people who really look into Bitcoin and see how it works, trying to be self-custodial and just own their own Bitcoin. As long as that keeps on going, like it's a free market.
I think that's my thing. It's more so. This is still an asset you can buy yourself, withdraw from exchanges, and hold in a wallet. Be your own custodian. So if that continues to grow and Bitcoin becomes I want to buy a house, I'll just pay you in Bitcoin. That's still a thing. Then at one point or another, it hasn't lost its.
So I was thinking about it. Like thinking about it, Satoshi probably doesn't want it fully to be like people having all their Bitcoin on an ETF due to the fact that like it's not self-custodial. They're not the custodians.
Yeah.
But I feel like right now in the history of the like
it can start here the minute they go, you can withdraw it for the asset itself. People just be like, give me a Bitcoin now. Once they
I want to pull it out.
I want to pull it out. I'll pay whatever you want me to pay, but give me the value of it. Give me the actual asset.
The actual asset.
And don't give me the cash. It will get there also.
Yeah.
So wait and see.
I just like the general public is massively underinformed as to how the technology works. Yeah. They're not comfortable with it. So there has to be a way that makes them more familiar with how it is and gives them more like trust and understanding at a very high level, like broad information. And then as the younger generation who's more adept with technology starts to age, they're obviously gonna see the flaws. At least I think they would see the flaws with ETFs and not having your own coin in your own wallet.
Yeah, because at this point you're still not buying the asset itself, which is what you would want. I would believe an ETF would be for those with retirement accounts who just want to get exposed to it from that account, which you don't want to get any fees or anything, any payments of that. You just want to buy the asset there, hold it. Once you sell it, you can just buy it on exchange later on. That's what I did. I had stocks in a 401k, like in our IRA from a 401k, and I don't want to be taxed on that money. It's not a lot, but you still don't want to be taxed on it.
But absolutely, yeah.
I'm like, let me buy the ETF. So I'll hold it long enough either way because I don't want to get the withdrawal fees.
People are starting to see Bitcoin as like the standard for return on investment.
Yeah. Also, if you think about it, since they don't give you Bitcoin, but if you have a 401k with a company, they do, and the 401k offers the ETF, and you're already into crypto, you're like, I have two options. I can miss out on their matching 3%, whatever percent it is, and just invest in myself, or I get the matching and get some crypto on the side. Like you only put enough to get what they're matching.
Yeah.
So if $200 they're matching you 3% at the highest, or they're doing 1-to-1, you're getting extra $200.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing that you would be doing. So you're actually making
Yeah.
Additional.
You're just upping your salary just a little tiny bit.
A little more, and you're still buying the asset you want, the underlying asset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And once
it should still technically perform at the same level.
Yes.
With the only drawback being the fact that it's not
yours at that point in time.
It's non-custodial.
So there would be two things. You either withdraw for cash when it's once either you don't get the fees or you've accumulated enough, and you're like, you know what, it's enough where let me take it out. Or it's the underlying asset. You can withdraw the underlying asset.
Yeah. It depends on how it unfolds in the future. Because once you could start pulling it out from the exchanges directly, it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
It's a completely different ball game.
Yeah, I also think there's not enough market in terms of the ETF world itself to matter, where the world of crypto will still determine this. Of course, you have Grayscale that had just so much Bitcoin.
There was a ludicrous amount of Bitcoin that they had.
There's nothing you can do at that point.
Just
it's like if the US were to sell its odds Bitcoin, and then you have Mt. Gox selling odds Bitcoin at the same time.
The market's gonna crash.
It's gonna crash. There's too much
liquidity,
supply,
too much,
and not enough demand at that point in time.
Absolutely.
Which for those people trying to just buy more Bitcoin,
I wouldn't mind it.
You just scoop it up.
Just start buying Bitcoin now.
Like those who really like and want to own the asset itself, they're like, we'll buy more. Which this goes on to the next narrative, which I still don't like ETH, the asset itself.
The asset itself.
But the ETF,
it's very likely.
Has to be.
No,
it's not likely.
It's practically confirmed now.
It's confirmed.
It's practically confirmed
because they're in the same boat as the Bitcoin. Do you know why? I think this was a tweet or a video, one of the two, that Gary Gensler basically said he only approved the.
It just keeps on.
Hey man, we're recording.
I'm trying. I'm gonna just put it on focus mode, work mode. I'm sorry, it just keeps on buzzing.
That Gary Gensler only approved the Bitcoin ETF because they got sued by Grayscale, and because Grayscale won, since they were told they're being capricious and all this other lawyer speak. Yeah. Essentially, it made them have to approve an ETF since Grayscale won its lawsuit. That's the only reason an ETF was approved.
Good jobs, Grayscale. They're like, we need to get our clients out of this position.
Also, part of the other reason is because the person who really determines this, who has $10 trillion, BlackRock, also applied. Yeah,
it's a big player. And to no surprise, Elizabeth Warren is still against all this.
Man, I don't know her personally. But her crypto takes,
they're bad. They're not.
You're terrible.
They're not good takes.
Your crypto. Look, what Elon said. Go fuck yourself. Like Elon said it. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. But they're in the same predicament for the ETH ETF because ETH already has a futures ETF. Now ETH might underperform actually because the futures ETF for ETH underperformed, while the Bitcoin one didn't. So this one, ETH might actually underperform, but that's going to be the next thing, which I think if you look at the Bitcoin ETH chart, ETH just skyrocketed.
When you say underperform, what do you mean?
It had very low volume.
When it first started trading?
Still now, it's not trading very high. Because why would you want ETH if ETH is such a use case thing?
Yeah, it's very use case. It's not heavy.
Yeah.
It's not a financial asset that you just want to have to like hold.
For the most part,
it's more
so you want to.
There's a utility.
You need it to interact with the chain,
yeah.
with the Ethereum chain and everything else around it.
Correct.
So that's why. But the other thing is the reason also is because Larry Fink essentially said the world's going to be tokenized. Ethereum is next on that list.
That is absolutely true. I'm glad you brought that up. The world is going to be tokenized.
Which it wasn't his take back in 2017.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, he was very against it. He changed it. He saw a big market and he's like, gotta capitalize.
Yeah, he sees the Ether ETF is a stepping stone towards tokenization.
That's the one.
And he really does believe where it's going. Yeah, that's where it's going.
Again, I don't like ETH. I don't, as an asset itself, shit.
It's not great.
No, rather get Sol. Even though Sol has no market cap, whatever you want to say, great. Still rather have that. There's another token coming out, Say. Same as ETH. But actually better. I don't know enough about it to really speak on it. But I just
something similar.
It's popping.
It's starting to pop up now.
But what I will say, I do like layer 2s on Ethereum. I like Chainlink. It's an oracle. You need it.
Matic. Matic's a good one.
Matic. Damn, there's another one. Phantom. Is Phantom on ETH? We talked about this last episode. I don't remember in my.
Yeah, there's so many coins out there.
Yeah,
that's the thing with this whole crypto thing is there's just so many coins. You gotta really like if you're looking to create a career in crypto, you could actually like specialize within the blockchains themselves, and that I think is just super a testament to like how vast the world of blockchain and like Web3 is.
I just pulled up the ETH ecosystem. These are all the tokens on the ETH ecosystem.
Yeah, it's a metric ton.
That's all the tokens on the ETH ecosystem.
It's a metric ton. Take a screenshot of that.
Why? I just showed it.
Okay.
Like I can't even.
No, there's way too many. And a lot of those tokens are a lot of them are shitcoins for sure. But there's gonna be utility tokens in there, decentralized exchanges. DeFi protocols, just a lot of different things. NFTs.
The fact that I can't see what's on here. Oh, Injective.
DAOs are definitely a big thing that's going to be
Injective
growing.
Is an Ethereum token. It's in the ETH ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
And that's ran. Like it went from like $1 early in the year, like 2023, to 40.
Wow. It's a 40x jump.
Dude, absurd.
Yeah. Bitcoin, I think this market has a potential for like 5 maybe 10x.
What?
10x is a lot. 5x. Let's do some math real quick. Yeah, 5. On like pretty like top end.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And that's Bitcoin. That's something that's already done it a handful of times. It was done more than 5x previous times. So like, I think this is probably the last time Bitcoin's going to do something like that.
That's That's the sentiment in the market.
That this is the last time Bitcoin's going to have a 5x bull run. I believe it because like, it's reaching that point where maturity is starting to slow down. I mean, it's starting to reach maturity and volatility is starting to slow down. So all the other coins have all the altcoins definitely have high potentials for 50x returns, 100x returns. But the amount of risk associated with that is insane. You ask anyone who's familiar with like just standard finance, if they think a 5x return on an asset within 2 years,
that's a monster.
That's a beast of an asset.
I mean, a 3%, a 10% dip in the stock markets, they're pausing the market.
Exactly. Yes, but if you tell them 5x returns, that's unheard of. That's like unfathomable. Yeah, but that's something that's super common in the crypto space.
They do that in a day.
Sometimes, yeah.
A coin in a day will go 300%.
Yeah, it's very likely.
Without even hesitating.
Seen it before.
Seen it more than once.
More than once.
Yeah.
But the fact that Bitcoin has done it so many times already, I think this is like the last chance really for anyone to get in. Like anyone who's been skeptical before and still wants to make it pretty good. Like,
not in Bitcoin.
Not financial advice. This is not financial advice. This is just stuff that I've seen. Should we add like a little like disclaimer at the beginning of the episode?
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice on the intro.
On the intro.
or you know what? A little neon sign.
Not financial advice. That's a good one.
That's a good one. I think that's a good one.
But no, I wouldn't be buying Bitcoin if you want to make life-changing money though right now.
No.
In terms of what's going to perform.
No, it's not. I wouldn't consider it life-changing money, but I would say it's definitely a good ROI.
But why buy Bitcoin if you can buy an example?
It's higher risk. It's always higher risk.
Not that much higher. Do you consider, for an example, do you consider Ethereum that much of a higher risk than Bitcoin?
Ethereum itself, no.
Okay. Would you consider Solana that much of a higher risk than Bitcoin?
No, but then again, we're also talking about the mid-tier like alts, like higher cap alts.
Yeah.
But no. I'm
saying those that
if it's like in the top 50, like you're doing those are pretty much safer than the thousands below that.
Yes, but like top 50, for example, you get Sol. So in terms of Bitcoin itself, will probably outperform Bitcoin.
And then again, also, you notice who you're talking to.
You're not a maxi, but you're a maxi.
Yeah, it's also, but like degeneracy runs in my veins to a degree. Like if we're talking to like the standard financial people, they're gonna be this is a ridiculous asset class. Like a lot of people are still super skeptical. We're super early still in the crypto space.
Yeah, you're gonna get a great return on Bitcoin. It's not a doubt. But if you're looking to make,
are
you here to make great returns? You just go to the stock market.
You go to the stock market.
Go to the stock market.
You can figure it out.
If you're gonna make, how Grant likes to say, wife changing money.
Yeah. You want some life?
Buy some low caps.
Some life changing money. Buy some low caps. That's just next level degeneracy.
I also I'm not buying extreme low caps.
That's just the crypto casino.
I buy bonk and I get nervous.
bonk
makes me nervous.
Yeah. Especially all the meme coins. To me, meme coins are.
You want to lose money? Just go higher leverage.
Yeah. Meme coinery is just memes. You're trolling yourself. Oh man, those meme coins. They're gonna be the death of me.
So if you want to have not alpha, but some good info, currently Bitcoin is riding from the price of 33,000 to where we are right now. It's on its trend line. Hasn't broken down it, that's the fear right now. We're gonna break the trend line and go lower. And it's currently keeps on bouncing because it's done it already a couple times. It keeps on bouncing respectfully at like the $41,500 to $42,000. Like it just goes boop, boop,
boom, 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 boom. Just bouncing back.
There, we may have one more push.
So trend line doesn't
yes, horizontal.
Okay.
I mean not vertical, not vertically. Yeah. Yes, trend line. Okay. Diagonally. Yeah. And that's its current support.
41, 42?
Correct. Yeah. Which if you want to talk.
If you're looking for some talking points.
If you, from where we were to where it went, it did from, the wick down. It did 15%.
Oh, wow.
From its 49 and like a little bit, 48 and a little bit to where it wicked down, which was like 41.5. Did 15%, 14.94, 15, and we're currently from current price we're down a left 12%,
12,
and it's currently using, I think the 50 MA to bounce off of, and that trend line. And I will say, once we lose that diagonal trend line, that's where we're gonna see the
slopes, the ski slopes coming in.
That's when you want to start getting ready to buy, baby.
Start shredding ice.
Which, if Bitcoin goes stagnant for a while,
building momentum.
Alt season
coming.
Them alts gonna start running.
I'm sure of it. Well, speaking about alts and all this, the stablecoin market cap is rising. Since October, it's up $11 billion. And
more money's been.
This month alone, it's up $4 billion.
Wow.
Yeah. So stablecoins are on the rise. And it's pretty much the way people exit positions in the crypto market while still being
in crypto
open to your next move.
Yeah. It's also the way you probably get into it. Instead of just buying the asset, you move some USDC into the market. Move it on to wherever you want to move it on to.
Whatever platform.
To get ready to do whatever you're going to do.
Start moving stuff.
You mentioned stable coins.
Yeah.
So this is some exciting news. Circle might become...
USDC, right?
USDC. Might become the most valuable company on earth.
The most valuable company on earth is going to beat Apple?
It might.
Oh, my. Oh, whoa. That's big news, William. That's big news. Telling me the biggest company on the world might potentially be a crypto company?
Yeah.
Wow, what a surprise.
They're currently applying for IPO.
Okay. IPO, another more crypto hitting the market.
They just currently filed their paperwork to
U.S. stock exchange is gonna have a field day with this stuff.
That's gonna be a fun one. I don't know if it's gonna get approved or not, but that's irrelevant.
I mean, Coinbase is on there.
Yeah, but this is a currency being pegged to the U.S. dollar.
That's
so it's a little, it's more skeptical. The reason I say it could be the biggest, and I heard this on Coin Bureau. They mentioned it, but they essentially said that because the way they tether or peg the dollar to USDC is by holding a bunch of assets, either U.S. government debt, bonds, whatever.
Yeah,
all those assets will continue to be sold. We currently have a $34 trillion deficit. The only way to make that ease the pain is by selling more government debt to people. There are currently people not buying at the same rate because our debt's getting so much higher. There's only one person who's going to really need to buy it, and there'll be companies that offer a peg to U.S. dollars. So they're not as friendly with Tether, making USDC Circle a much friendlier option, giving them either access to bigger lump sums to buy
U.S. debt.
Yes.
So they're pretty much issuing bonds. The U.S. government's issuing bonds.
Well, yeah, but we know that.
Yeah.
That's how we're covering everything we have. With that government debt, Circle's allowed to peg more. They have a bigger money supply.
What do they buy? I don't understand. How do they buy that?
Well, since bonds give you a return every year, Circle made $1 billion last year just off government debt because it has to pay. So the more they buy U.S. debt, the more money, the more profit they will make on it. They can just buy more debt, continue and rinse and repeat.
But what's the risk there? There has to be a risk.
The government goes to zero.
Oh,
that's literally it.
That's a pretty safe business for Circle. Saying how they're doing business with the U.S. government.
Yes,
that's kind of crazy.
Also, if you think about it, the reason I said the biggest company in the world is just because we're currently only being pegged to the dollar, but in the EU they just stopped USDC stablecoins being used there. You got these more euro coins.
Okay,
more euro-based stablecoins. What do they have to buy to do so? Now you have to buy your European debt. Same way. Take that on. So you can do the same peg. The more debt you buy.
So you're saying this Circle company might start buying European?
No, they're going to have to. They want to
offer products to the European nations.
Well, to offer them an off-ramp. They have to, because the EU is not accepting.
It's gonna block off any IP addresses that are selling.
And they're gonna block off USDC.
Yeah, USDC.
So they're to make it more accessible, easier headaches for those that don't want to get into like super degen and like averting all these laws.
Yeah, because it takes some know-how.
Exactly. They're gonna go ahead and start. They're gonna have to start buying bonds from the European Union to do that same exact exchange. So the more debt they buy, the more money, the more value they'll have on paper. And since all those things have to pay their interest, like a rate toward at the end of the year or whatever, how long those bonds are, they're just making more money at the end of it. And plus the IPO and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Once that's valued, and plus they're gonna have a paper value of whatever they have, plus their stock value on top of it. Not sure if that's 100% accurate, but to that nature. It's like kind of how we value Coinbase, like when Brett's so closely to the price of Bitcoin, because when that goes up, or the market goes up, that goes up. Same idea.
That's interesting. Circle's gonna be a big player if it manages to
whatever. I say Circle because they're currently applying for IPO and doing everything else, but it could be any
company that's offering stablecoins.
Essentially, it could be Tether, but Tether's not as friendly with the U.S. They're more
they're not
clear.
They're more on the rebellious side.
Yeah,
that's fair. I just mean like if one of these companies, and seeing how Circle's the one that's pushing it and like leading the way, if they manage to get an IPO, they're definitely going to be all over the news, just moving. Like it's no longer going to be focused like the crypto news based on the U.S. stock market isn't going to be focused on Coinbase anymore. Circle's gonna get some of that like limelight as well.
Yeah.
And by some, I mean like good portion, especially when like U.S. debt is on there.
Yeah, because currently they're not buying, like institutions, other governments, other countries are not buying bonds at the same rate they used to, just because the amount they already have, and us being not declassified, dropped down in rank. We went from AAA to AA.
Okay.
In credit ranking.
Okay. Oh yeah, that happened last year, right?
Yeah.
I remember we talked about.
So that's also part of the reason. So Circle's gonna be like, I need this.
Like, I'll help. Yeah, this is good for business.
Yeah.
I see.
And on that exact same note, I'm sorry I'm talking so much.
No, William, this is great. Because
we talk about
this is what we're here for, to talk. If we're not talking, what are we doing?
Bringing up like the ban, like how they want to stop, the EU wants to stop using USDC. India, on their app stores, removed any non-Indian crypto exchange.
Oh, really? So like
from their app store.
Okay, so like OKCoin, Binance.
I don't think they had. I don't think OKCoin's international, but Binance, Kraken, KuCoin.
Okay.
They're all gone. Now you can't download it from their app store. If you already have it, you have it.
Oh, so like Google pulled it off from their Play Store.
Indian Play Store. Yes.
Oh wow.
And Apple pulled it off from their
App Store. Okay, so like if you have any, but like you can still access it if you have like a VPN, I'm assuming.
No. Well,
no, if you have a VPN for sure.
No. But what do you mean?
Like
it's on the store. You can't get a VPN to put it on the store.
No, but if you get a VPN, you could go on to like you'll be in a different city, in a different country.
So the thing, I'm not sure why, but the way it was blocked, it was blocked within like you couldn't access it even with the VPN because it's not on the store itself.
Okay, it's crazy.
Yeah,
but
Binance,
you can still reach their website. VPN, William. A VPN.
I don't know.
VPN lets you pretend like you're somewhere else.
Maybe, but I'm talking about the store, like the app itself.
Yeah, the actual store. Yeah.
Yeah, if you VPN it, of course. But the thing was, it wasn't allowing like for example, I believe if you already had it downloaded prior, like
it's still on there.
It's still on there.
But it won't work.
I'm not sure about that. From what I read, they didn't say that. From what I read, it was just banned, the app itself.
Okay, yeah. So it looks like they got rid of Binance, KuCoin, Huobi, OKX, Kraken, Gate.io, Mexi, Bitfinex, and Bittrex.
All of them.
Yeah, a whole bunch of. And it was due to the Financial Intelligence Unit.
Yeah,
FIU. Saying that they are not withholding, not up to money laundering codes that they have. Okay. Damn, India took a big blow with that then. Yeah, so it says on this article that I found that Binance does let you you can't get into Binance if you use a VPN.
Yeah.
But for some reason OKX and KuCoin were not accessible. That's interesting. I wonder how that works. But yeah, it looks like some people can, some people can't.
That's why I wasn't. I know Binance works because Binance released a thing saying like you guys still have access. It's just you have to do some finicking.
Okay, and like so, like that's new, recent.
Yeah, happened like last week, 3 days ago.
Wow.
Well, maybe like from the time of this article, like 5 days ago.
Okay, but like then they only got rid of the international exchanges. All the Indian exchanges are still
the ones that are money laundering compliant, like up to their codes and everything, are good to go. So like it makes sense for like Mexi and all these other accounts because some of them don't require KYC.
It makes sense. Yeah,
like Mexi doesn't require KYC as long as you're not
in a country that
restricts them.
Yeah,
essentially, which that has been an issue because some VPNs don't ping right and like they can decide to freeze or block your account.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once they see like, oh, you're not.
It's a thing. It doesn't always happen. Doesn't necessarily have to happen, but it is something that does happen.
Yeah, of course.
Which again, I don't know why they would do that. For the most part, from what I've seen, is they do
because then they would get charged in that country with heavy fees and fines for money laundering. Maybe even so to the point where the CEO might get arrested.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, potentially. It's like, oh, you're committing money.
Nah, because they don't know. They're like, no, it pinged. Like maybe you travel to the U.S. You don't know.
Yeah.
Because also, like, if you travel to a country, your actual address is there. You download it, and you get it. And
you won't be able to access it.
There's no KYC.
No, but you won't be because of the ping being from the country.
No, what I'm saying is, if you're within, for example,
Berlin.
Huh?
Berlin.
Germany. I think Germany. If you're in Germany and you download Mexi, you can use it.
Okay. But then you go to Canada.
You can't.
Correct.
But you go to Mexico, you can use it.
Because there's no it's just location based.
It's location based, and you can use it. But then you go to Argentina, you can use it.
But then if you go my reason being is like, okay, let's say you're in Canada and you're in America and you're using these VPNs to try to get over.
No, I know, but I'm saying if you're physically traveling, it will also not let you use it.
Oh, so I see what you mean.
That's what I mean. You're actually
so why are they banning your account if
I can physically be actually traveling to the country?
I see what you mean.
Use it, download, and then travel to another country, and it's not allowed to be.
Yeah, it's like, you're just traveling. You're just going from one place. You're a digital nomad. You're doing your thing.
Exactly. That's what I meant. Like, not the person using a VPN. I mean, actual travel.
Yeah. I see what you mean. I absolutely see what you mean. Like as a company, if you're not doing this whole thing, then be cautious of the fact that if people could be moving around. Just because they show up in another country one day doesn't mean that they're committing money laundering. I see what you mean. I absolutely understand where that's coming from. 100%.
Which, of course, since these companies are not U.S. regulated, they can, I will say it, fuck with you a little harder with less repercussions. Since the U.S. can't, like, you don't got the big dogs.
What, being in
yeah, like, it's harder for if it was a U.S. exchange just denying you access.
Yeah,
you can make a full on court case. You can't if they're registered in another country.
Yeah, no, too difficult. I was just saying more so like it was probably that these people were trying to avoid.
No, 100%. Right? I'm not.
Yeah,
but also you're KYC friendly. You're like, you don't.
Yeah.
So
like, why
stop it?
Why are you being so?
Why are you being so stingy for? You're not. You don't require KYC. You have a limit of 10 of I think it was.
It's 10, like you're being super chill the other day. What's the
issue? What's the issue? You're still taking my fees. Like, you're still taking the fees. Why do you care?
Like, you're still making money, no?
Yeah.
Like, let me just transact, man. That's funny.
Damn, bro, Soul's back up.
We talked about Celestia a while ago, right?
Yes.
Tia.
Tia's at $20 right now.
Tia's pumping.
I have it here.
So I learned something about the creator of Tia.
Yeah, Tia's at $20.
Mustafa Al-Bassam.
What's up with the homie?
That guy is a badass. Complete and utter, just all over the place. He was very active in...
Wow, dude.
He's a hacker. Dude. Like
Want to see Tia's weekly chart?
Show me. Whoa.
It's only up.
It hasn't been out for long.
No.
2, 3, 4. Like what? 3 months?
Yeah. October 30th.
Yeah. So the dude, the dude was a hacker for Anonymous, and a co-founder for one of the bigger hacking groups called Lols at Inan. My bad, Lols Sec. A spin-off from Anonymous. The Lols Sec was like the people who hacked Sony back in 2011. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't.
Yeah, it was a super big hack at the time.
Oh, I do remember the hack.
Yeah, super big thing where like a bunch of like files got compromised. That he was the guy who like pretty much.
He was part of it.
Yeah, he was part of that.
He was part of the group at that time.
And he co-founded that group.
Anonymous?
No, not Anonymous. It was a spin-off from Anonymous. He was a big player in Anonymous, and he co-founded this. Mind you, he was 16 at this time.
What?
Yeah, super young dude, like in high school.
How old is he now?
I don't know how old he is.
Early 30s at the most?
Yeah, he shouldn't be too old. I can search it up. But he was denied access from like the internet for like 2 years.
Like he got caught?
Yeah, apparently you can't do that anymore. Yeah, he got caught.
You can't do what?
Like, okay, so if a hacker gets caught hacking, like doing illegal stuff, part of their punishment before was like, oh, once you come out of prison, you can't use the internet for 2 years or X amount of time. Like you can't have access to that. But seeing how the internet's so proficient nowadays, and like you literally can't operate without the internet.
You have to use it.
Yeah, they kind of took that rule off. But they made like other things. Like, he was saying like, if you throw away a computer, you have to report it to your parole officer. If you buy a new computer, you have to report it to your parole officer. All your communication cannot be encrypted. It has to be unencrypted communication. He's about 29 years old.
Okay.
January 1995.
Yeah.
So 28, 25. His birthday's this month sometime. Happy birthday. He also hacked into the CIA apparently. Yeah. But
a wild boy.
But so like the thing is, I was watching this video, an interview that he did, and the hacks that they were doing in LOL's sec was very simple hacks. It's like he's like, I'm not a master hacker. I'm just finding out stupid things that these people are doing in their and like
bad code,
like really bad. Yeah, like that's literally what he said. He's like, the first hack that he did, I think he was like when he was like 6 or 9 years old, super young, where because he was learning how to code and stuff, and he was looking for a calculator, and then he pulled up a calculator on the internet, and then since he already had like a base knowledge, he's like, I wonder if he could do this thing called SQL injection. He typed some code into the calculator, and he got into like the computer's like the program's access, and like started fucking around in there. So then he was like, yeah, from a very young age, he was like breaking bad like very simple security measures that can be placed super easily. That's why they call it a little sec. It's like this.
We're not doing anything crazy.
Yeah, we're not.
You're just doing bad code.
Exactly. You're just doing bad security practice. So he ended up stopped doing that, and now he worked on Celestia, and Celestia is like, as you just said, is absolutely pumping.
Yeah, it's been a rocket ship. It's also going to hold this price most likely because they're currently like they have their very big airdrop in the Cosmos. I think it's Cosmos ecosystem.
Okay.
And they're just like, you have to stake Celestia to get their airdrops. So a lot of Celestias also get locked up.
Celestia, I was looking at Celestia because I wasn't super informed on it, but it looks pretty decent. It looks like it's just an easier way for people to run up blockchains using this like shared data model that they're doing. They call it data availability network. That like people running full nodes just add information to this network, and then if you want to like create like your own client, a light node, you just get a bit of the information that you need and then run that. So it's supposed to be like relatively user friendly for people using SDKs, which is a software development kits for Cosmos, Solana.
Yeah, like
Ava.
It interacts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because it is part of the Cosmos ecosystem, same as Kuji. Oh, and Injective.
Yeah, so it seems like a pretty cool. So they're calling it a layer 0 blockchain.
Okay.
Where it's like kind of like right before the blockchain, it's just like information lays here, and then like the blockchain just starts coming in as people start building on top of it. So seeing how he had such a proficient history in like tech, he's only 29 years old.
Yeah.
And at the age of 16 was hacking into the CIA's website. Because what happened with the CIA was he just took down their website. Like he
shut it off.
Yeah, he changed it. He was involved in like some hack that went on in Egypt during like some war over there. It's like crazy stuff. Hackers are insane. You do not want to mess with a hacker.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about someone else who's kind of cool?
Yeah.
We like him.
We like him.
We
rock with him left and right.
It's the Prezi from Argentina.
Milies. Javier.
Oh yeah, Javier.
He's like, what?
I'm like, what? I'm like, wait. Oh yeah, his name's Javier. So he's kind of doing a little bit of a wild experiment. So Coinbureau tweeted this.
A bit of a wild experiment. Everything is doing.
Everything he's doing is kind of a wild experiment for the most part, but this is to me is more of a real experiment.
Okay.
Argentinian President Javier Milei will reportedly allow the country's provenance to create their own currencies.
That's very interesting.
That's kind of wild. That
is wild. That is wild. Coming from a president of a country.
Essentially, is like every little province will have its own, can create its own currency to run in within it.
I I see it, but at the same time,
I'm not sure how it'll work.
I'm skeptical because we already have previous experience with that.
Who?
Miami Coin. Miami Coin is a small province that was trying to operate its own thing.
It wasn't used. Like there wasn't enough people accepting it.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying.
Not even within its own province.
I agree. That's why I'm skeptical on it. I'm hopeful because like that's cool. That shows to me a form of creating micro communities where people are more in touch with the people in their community. So I think it's a good thing. My thing is, I saw one implementation of it and it didn't work.
I think it was also done wrong.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like that's another argument.
100%.
Hey, we jumped on the bandwagon. We lost our asses.
Tanked. Absolutely tanked.
We're still holding.
We're Miami. We're 305s till we die.
We don't got 305 area codes on our phones though.
That doesn't exist really.
But we're still holding.
Yeah, 305 is a landline number apparently. Like the majority of 305s
are landlines. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still holding just in case it makes a comeback.
You know, we got faith in the country, in our country of Miami.
I think it could, like you said, interesting project. It could work if the infrastructure is built around it and is made user friendly.
Yeah, so like
or like implemented.
Javier Milies got rid of the national centralized bank.
Did he get rid of it already? Or he says he's in this to like get
dissolve it. He wants to dissolve it.
Yeah, but I don't think it's dissolved yet.
Okay, well,
I think he's in the process.
Okay, I'd have to check, but if he's trying to dissolve the central, like he's trying to make every city, every province. Wait, what was it called? Province. Of Argentina, like its own little nation. It's like it's a little.
So my main thing would be is like, how would you communicate your currency with the other? What's the exchange rate like that?
That's a difficulty that comes along with it, because now it's like everything's it's more decentralized. So in the sense like, oh yeah, each community gets to control their assets more so than like having to come to a consensus with everybody. But like as a country, I don't know how they're going to be doing imports and exports with other nations. Like another nation who's trying to do business with Argentina aren't going to look for what's a city in Argentina.
No, but they still accept dollars and
Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's why I said it's a fun experiment.
Yeah, no, I'm just
someone
curious.
has to do it.
I'm curious as to how it's. I'm excited for it.
The country has the least to lose right now is Argentina.
True that.
So it's like.
It's like what do we have to lose?
What do we? Yeah.
Like might as well give it a shot.
Yo, some baller thing I heard him say on Tucker Carlson when he was interviewed. I didn't watch the interview. I watched this clip. I'm gonna probably watch the interview.
Tucker Carlson interviewed Javier Milies.
Yep.
Okay. Was it in English or in Spanish?
Tucker had like a headset on.
Okay.
That could have been translated.
Yeah. That's normal. That
that's new technology that we got now.
No, that's not new.
Not like
new
in the sense of like it's
more common.
Like it was in 10 years ago. It probably sucked.
Yeah, it was not good.
Now it's like
pretty interesting. Yeah.
And essentially was Javier was telling Tucker, he's like, so are you going to be doing business with like communist countries or social? He goes, nope.
He's like, nope.
We're not talking to China. We're not talking to Putin. We're not talking to this point. We're talking like if you are he's essentially saying like if you're a communist country, socialist country, we don't mess with you. Mm-hmm. We're only going to be messing with people who share the same and similar values as we do. If you don't share that, we don't need to do business.
I'm all for that.
I heard that. And
I'm all for that. That's the thing is that's how I spend my money. If I see a company that's like, oh, you like sustainability, you know what? You got good products. Yeah, let's do business.
I was like, dude,
especially if it's a company that doesn't align with like moral values, I don't want to like support them because like, bro, you're gonna mess everything up.
Dude, I heard that and I was like, dude, that's what's up.
That's putting your dollars to work.
That's putting your money where his mouth is too. Yeah,
exactly,
if he really does and holds up to it,
100%.
Now you can call him crazy all this, but if he's truly doing these things that you would find brave or valiant or like a true leader, is like, yeah, he may be crazy in this sense, but he's like, he's a better president or a better leader than others. Currently, even our own. Currently, even our own. Maybe in the future, maybe even better than him.
He hasn't been president for long, so
exactly.
I mean,
But we like what we see so far.
Yeah,
we'll
so far, absolutely, I agree. It's definitely taking big risks, but it's like you said, in a country like that, it's like the risks are worth it.
What's the risk?
Because
going to zero,
there's nothing to lose.
Defaulting, you've already
done it a handful of times.
So it's like, what's another one?
Yeah.
So last one from Argentina news.
Damn, Argentina's showing up.
Argentina marks the first Bitcoin denominated rental agreement.
Oh, really?
The tenant will settle a monthly payment of 100, I think it was like Argentina pesos or dollars worth of Bitcoin to the landlord via Finwind National Central Exchange. Payments will be made to a designated address during the first 5 days of each month.
That's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
That's the first rental agreement being paid in Bitcoin. $100, Bobby. $100, Alex. That's all you need to live in Argentina a month.
I think I might have to move.
You can afford that.
Yeah, I can afford $100. I think. Yeah, no. Argentina. Well, I'm looking at these two countries, Argentina and El Salvador. They seem like they're fun.
I think Argentina's funner. I think Argentina has a much more, at least a president who's more in the public, in my humble opinion.
Than
the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And
is Argentina safe though?
Is El Salvador really that safe?
It's safer now.
Sure. But I think it's one of the. He's more spunky.
I might have to look into Argentina.
Oh, there's one more thing about Argentina, I think. Let me do some memory.
Okay.
I remember one more thing.
Two things.
One more.
Okay.
The last one.
Okay.
Last one we can move on. Last one we can move on from Argentina.
There's no rush.
He offered anyone who declares their Bitcoin early a 5% tax, versus those who do it at a later date, that like the date that was set to be scheduled, they're going to be charged a 15% tax, versus the early people who will be charged 5% for the Bitcoin. A lot of comments on that was like, what if you just don't
report any of it?
Don't report any of it.
Then what are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
I'm not against not reporting. You do whatever you want.
It's like, that's a risk that you're going to have to
You're
take.
taking.
Yeah.
That's up to you.
That's on you.
But that was also something.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, El Salvador said that
it's the old tender.
Bukele said, like, if you have Bitcoin, then zero taxes for Bitcoin.
We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
But
those two countries are definitely going to get some attraction. I got to look into the Argentinian landscape. It's all about the land.
Oh.
It's just as fungible as Bitcoin.
Yeah. Last one. This was about India.
Or limited in supply, not fungible. Fungibility is a different topic, apparently. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Let me verify.
Another one for Argentina?
No.
I'm gonna start a counter.
You have any crypto news?
I got a little bit of crypto news. It's nothing crazy, but it has some culture to it. Some mainstream culture. The very famous comedian. You like comedy, right?
He's very famous.
Yeah, he's very famous.
You're gonna go.
he's very famous.
He wants to talk about something he didn't watch. I watched the movie.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy, you might know him. His name's Kevin Hart.
One of the biggest touring comedians at the time, at the moment.
He's in this movie. The Netflix just dropped. I think they dropped it like 3 days ago.
Yeah, the heist.
Lift. Yeah.
My fault.
Yeah, this guy watched the movie. Doesn't even know what it's called.
Pay attention to the name of the movie.
Yeah, it's called Lift. So what's the movie about? If just you watched it, you want to give us a quick
spoiler?
Okay, no spoilers then. Or
I don't know how to explain to you the movie without spoiling, and I don't know what's a spoiler and what's not a spoiler.
Okay, well, it's a heist movie.
Yes,
that's not a spoiler.
No,
that's not a spoiler. It's literally a movie where they're committing heists.
But no, they're not.
Just two heists.
Sure.
Okay, so from what I've seen, the first 20 minutes.
You didn't see the first 20 minutes.
From what I've seen like
about
the movie. Yes, I didn't watch the movie. I just from what I've heard about the movie. The first 20 minutes has to do with a non-fungible token heist
with a real-world asset attached. Yes.
With a real-world asset attached. So whoever owns the non-fungible token owns the real-world asset.
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
This is why you have to spoil the movie.
Okay, I see. But
don't listen. If you haven't watched the movie, you want to watch it. I'm gonna spoil it.
Okay, I was just gonna leave it. I was just gonna leave it at that.
No,
we're doing spoilers.
We're gonna spoil it. So
okay, come back in a few minutes though. I'll make sure. I'm gonna put the
spoiler alert. Yeah. Marlito, spoiler alert right here. Okay,
no,
spoiler alert.
Beep beep. I was gonna put that at the end in the chapters. It's like end of spoiler.
Yeah, but you have Marlito just flash it, and then we're at the end of it. We're gonna have Marlito flash. No more spoilers.
No more spoilers.
Not yet. I got you.
Okay.
So movie starts off. They're doing a heist.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna steal. They're gonna heist in an auction house.
Mm-hmm.
What he didn't heist it. He technically bought it for $20 million.
Okay.
Was he bought a mask, a giant mask full of cameras, and that's gonna capture whatever you want it to capture.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna be in the NFT itself. So it's gonna be the videos when they first started for the NFTs, that of the actual asset. So the owner gets to have that NFT of whatever he wants it to be, and he's gonna be within the NFT itself.
Okay.
So he just buys that, and then the heist part is he also at the same time kidnapped the creator of it.
Okay.
So that then they can go ahead and sell one of the Van Goghs they stole to then some. What?
I'm following. I'm trying to follow. It's just very. The thing is with heist movies is there's so many moving parts. It's like this affects that and that affects this. So like
So they're stealing. They bought
So they didn't steal the actual.
They didn't technically steal it.
Okay.
They technically bought the painting because they're with the guy who created it because they kidnapped him.
The guy who created it.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is Wong.
Okay.
From Spider-Man. Which is hilarious.
I didn't know that. That's a big spoiler.
So they kidnapped him. They took him onto a yacht, partied their butt off, had a great time. Then they break it to him.
After they kidnapped him?
Yes.
Okay.
And they transfer him $20 million. And then he goes, "Oh, by the way, I need to get this painting to sell it because that's the way we're going to pay you for what we did." Which is Van Gogh they stole.
That's funny.
Then from there, tie my shoes. Then from there it does that, and then Interpol's involved mixed with CIA to go get this mafia dude because he's moving like $500 million worth of gold, and they want to steal the gold. Like Interpol wants to steal the gold so they can take down this guy's empire.
Okay.
But the guy he's working for is like a real poof killer.
Okay.
So it's a heist of they're bad guys and they're gonna help the good guys. Steal the gold.
I see. I see now. Okay.
At its infancy.
Well, if you want to read up on some of this,
watch the movie.
Watch the movie.
So no more spoilers?
No more spoilers. Well, when I was reading up on the Lift movie.
You're reading up on it, bro. It's a fucking movie. You couldn't watch it?
Because it wasn't that I couldn't watch the movie. It's just the news to me was that, there's an NFTs involved in a movie that Kevin Hart is in on Netflix. That was the news. So that was the headline. And that's what I was looking at. It's not that I didn't watch the movie. I just haven't watched the movie. I just heard about this movie. Okay? Tagging me for not watching the movie, please. So I found out there's this thing that Netflix has. It's like a subsite called TADUM, where they just post articles on their shows and their movies and things going on within the Netflix platform, which is super interesting. I never heard of this. I saw netflix.com/TADUM. That's TUDUM. And then they have articles and stuff. That was interesting to me. But that's one use. But on top of that, that just reminded me of this whole thing that I was going through while watching another series on Netflix about the whole TADUM. That I think I haven't seen it anywhere on the internet, at least, and I think I know where that came from.
The what?
The
Netflix intro?
Yeah, the Netflix intro. Yeah. So Netflix pops up and then the noise goes.
Yeah.
I was watching. I still haven't finished it. Getting there, but it's a very old show.
You see a trend here?
What trend, William? What trend?
Next time about things he hasn't even watched or finished. I have to hate on you at some point.
That has nothing. Okay, nonetheless, because this part I did watch.
Fair enough.
It's this very old show. I think it stopped airing in 2018.
I wonder why it stopped airing.
You know why it stopped airing?
Why did I stop airing?
Because they got rid of the main character.
I wonder why they got rid of him.
You know why they got rid of the main character?
I don't know nothing.
Okay, well.
He might be on the list.
Well, in this show, if you haven't guessed it already, it's called House of Cards. The main character, Francis Underwood, does this thing.
Kevin Spacey,
yes. So that's the main actor, right? At the end of season 2, I think Netflix was trying to keep this on the DL because it's Kevin Spacey. At the end of season 2, there's this like whole like thing that he does throughout the show. If you want some back lore to that, well, first of all, I thought that was interesting. But like the back lore to that is like someone on the show asked him, like, "Oh, why do you do that?" He goes, "Oh, my father. I picked it from my father. It was like he says always tap your knuckles on the table, so it hardens your knuckles so you don't like break them if you ever have to get in a fight. Makes them harder. And then on top of that, you get like the second added benefit of knocking on wood every time you do it. So it's like good luck." But like his father's like a whole hypocrite thing. It's like he never did it himself.
In the movie?
Yeah,
or real life?
in the show.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, in the show.
Yeah. So but yeah, I don't think Netflix has. I don't think anyone has ever talked about it. I haven't seen it anywhere. But like the whole TADUM thing comes from that exact moment. And the reason why they're trying to keep it down is because Kevin Spacey is the one who did it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. I thought that was a little conspiracy
theory. Conspiracy corner.
Yeah. But yeah, that was just a little thing that like I was like, oh, there's a little Netflix role going on. Kevin Hart, Netflix NFTs, cool. And I was like, let me get on this conspiracy thing just so I can let it out. I saw that like a few weeks ago, so I was like, oh, I want to talk about this at some point maybe. And I was like,
and he did.
And now
you feel satisfied?
I feel super satisfied, William. This is why I do. This is why I do this podcast, just so I could vocalize my.
That's what's up.
My inner thoughts. That's what's up.
That's what's up, man.
But yeah, it's been a crazy week for crypto. India blocking these international exchanges, ETFs, everyone exiting Grayscale. You got anything else for us, William?
Nah, just watch out for Bitcoin losing that at the current time.
Yeah,
like that 40,000 level to 41.
Exiting the trend line.
Yeah, leaving that trend line. So if you want to make yourself, it starts on Friday, 27th October, and you run it all the way to the top, essentially. Respectfully,
The weekly
on any hour,
on
any hour,
4 hour, 1 hour, weekly.
Doesn't matter. I'll give you a very similar trend line. Watch out for that trend line. We're still holding it. Once we lose it, hold on for dear life.
Get ready to hodl.
Get ready to hodl. Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm good. I'm got nothing else. I don't think so. Thank you guys.
That's all the crypto info you brought this week.
No, I thought for a second I thought you were gonna say you're not gonna say anything to the listeners. Like, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
We hope to bring you better information.
As always, we appreciate you guys for making it this far through.
If you made it this far,
we love you so much, so much.
Don't forget to like, subscribe,
share,
follow us on socials, share.
Tell everybody about this podcast because we got the sauce.
We got a sauce.
We got a sauce. We got. I don't know if it's the sauce, but we got a sauce. We got our sauce.
We do got that.
I don't know what that means, but I thought it was funny.
But it's been another week
of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes crypto.
The Unscripted
Crypto Podcast. Hey, yo.